All right, all right. Good morning. Happy Monday. I'm half asleep, but we're going to do this. Good morning, Mike Milan. Good morning to everyone. Welcome to the stream. Let's get this show. All right, so let's see what we got here. Go straight to Funday. Good morning. Let's see. 4 hour. Bulls continue to be in control, right? They just don't, there's just no shorting this market. So we continue to be in this ascending channel. We're gonna have another day of bulls just riding this to all-time high. I don't know. I'm looking for some pullbacks. We just got a pullback to a decent level. Let's see if we have a retest of this area for a potential long. Good morning. Good morning to everybody. Half asleep here today, but we'll try to make it happen. News. Do we have any news today? Let's take a look at the news. No significant news. We got a couple yellow folder events around the yields at 11:30. Hopefully I'll be done by then. Other than that, and then Trump and his European deal. Trump and UK, they're meeting. Let's see what else. Nothing. We'll be announcing pharma tariffs in the very near future. All right, so nothing significant, at least not yet. All right, that's what we got so far. Let's see what this market gives us today. Trying to, if the bulls are going to continue their rally, maybe a pullback to prior day close, overnight highs, testing those areas before we ramp. If we're finally going to get a red day, then, maybe coming back into some of those ranges that we played last week. Going to be a little tricky. Let's see. All right, so this right here is a level or a range to watch for today. If we do end up pulling back, was a level that held, or a range that we stayed in for some time. All right, good morning. Good morning to everyone. Hope everyone had a solid weekend away from the charts. All right, let me just make sure my Tradesyncer is on. Alexa, alarm for 6:43. My Alexa never works. Doesn't matter how many times I connect it, it never works. All right, let's set an alarm for 6:45. Otherwise, I'll get caught yapping away. All right, it's moving pretty slow today. Yeah, I agree. A pullback down to this area for a potential long, if we get it. If we start right off the bat and push up. And that's going to be a little trickier. Let me adjust the overnight high. All right, 584. 585. Then we got previous day high at 476. 447 for the gap fill. Overnight low, where is our overnight low? 484. All right, we got 5 minutes. Sorry, guys, I just literally woke up. I haven't even adjusted my levels yet. All right, 484 for overnight low. And previous day low is down at 330. So I think that's okay. All right, so I think we're good to go. So if we take a look at the 5 minute, potential pullback to this 420 level, possibly 400, or our favorite number, 405. Potential pullback there for a pullback long. If we rally, then, we'll probably test overnight high first for a potential quick pullback, either to come back all the way down or just for a lighter pullback for continuation. So we'll look at that. But all-time high, it's going to be tough to short these bulls. There is just no short, no shorting. And if you are going to short, don't overstay your welcome. This seems to be the name of the game. Christopher, good morning. Good morning. I'm still sleeping. All right, 3 minutes. Casino opens in 3 minutes. Let's see what we got. But that is basically the plan, looking at pullback long somewhere down here at the 400 to 420 area. We know about 405. That's been a bounce and a supported resistance level. If we rally right off the bat, then potential test of overnight high for a quick short. Bulls are in control until we see otherwise. So if you are shorting, I wouldn't overstay your welcome. Otherwise, potential short for pullback for continuation to the upside if the bulls are going to push this. If we're finally in for a red day, then we're watching for the breakdown of 405, right? We've talked about that level for possible further move to the downside. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. Got no news events other than Trump and his meeting in Europe. Got some yellow folder events coming up at 11:30 Eastern, but that's about it. These are all yield related. And monitoring any news, especially with these tariff deals, that can move the market pretty quickly. All right, 1 minute. Well, not even 1 minute. 20 seconds. Casino opens in 20 seconds. Let's go back to my 1 minute. And let's see what we get today. All right, casinos open. Let's see. Potential quick pop to the 200 SMA. There's that pop. Lemonhead, good morning. All right, there's the 200 SMA touch. I wanted that long a little lower, but I guess that's it. All right, here comes the test of that area. See how far we go on this one. This is similar movements to Friday. We had those 20, 30 candles up and down. So careful. See if we get a stronger push down to that 420 area. If this is the support area for the bounce, then we'll have to figure out how to participate on this one. Timothy Bond, quick burst up, followed by a retest of Friday's lows. That's what we're looking for. Previous day lows, or potential overnight low at least. 405, 420 area is what I'm looking for. So this top of this range seems to be holding. We're not coming back into this range from the overnight, from Friday. Well, thank you. All right. I'm back. Sorry about that. All right. Just tested the 200 SMA. Let's see if we get another pullback, potentially to test that 480 level. Peter Chan, good morning. Good morning to everyone. Good morning. We're in a 40-point range. All right, continues to grind up. See if we get a pullback to participate in. It's a tight little range, 40 points. 15-minute opening range is 40 points right now. I'm going to attempt the long here at the bottom of that channel. Let's see if we're going to flush or respect the channel. All right, it's breaking below that channel. So if we don't bounce anytime soon, then I'll probably have to clip it. If it comes back into channel, then I'm good on the long. Trying to break out of that channel. Channel's holding for now. See if we can get a little push out of here. Okay. see if we can get a little pop above the 200 SMA. It's weak though, weak. Coming back to test the bottom of that channel. Channel holding, but it's weak. Just no juice to it. All right, it's the 15-minute, my alarm, 2 minutes for the 15-minute range breakout. Okay, here we go. The channel is holding. VWAP is at 513, 200 SMA is at 500. That would mean a break above 500. And they do it in this wave, and I can call it a day, or we're going to have to take another pullback before any push up. I'm looking at potential VWAP or the top of that channel. Well, VWAP would be the top of that channel, wasn't it? 512. So potential quick TP to this area. Market's not giving much. Testing. Can you guys hear me or no? Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. All right. So we're coming to the top of that channel, testing VWAP. All right, we got it, boys. That's a classic channel play. So look at my entry. Let's look at the channel. I can't draw on two charts at the same time, but basically this is what it looked like. I used, before my entry, right? This is hindsight now. We were right here, right? This was the pattern forming. That's the bottom of that channel. You guys know that I use either the top or the bottom to draw the whole channel out. In hindsight, we have the whole channel, but I entered right at the bottom, targeted the top, and we done. Happy Monday. At least that's the first trade. Let's wait for another setup. That was targeting VWAP at 512. And we're up 580. A little shy of 30 points on that trade. Pretty easy with minimal drawdown. At least the drawdown was wicks. You guys are probably asking, why do you love to trade the open without a stop? I don't like to get wicked out. In other words, I use a manual stop because I just don't like the wicks. I've gotten stopped out so many times with a wick. Now it's worked against me, but I had a manual stop. Anything with a hold below this wick would have been my stop. In other words, we come back into range. But I think that was a solid Entry a little late on the bounce here, right? I was looking for 400, 420 for my entry. We didn't get it. So rather than make some of the mistakes I made last week, where at that point I gave up, right? If I didn't get my 400 or 420, you didn't see me take a trade for the rest of the morning. I adjusted. Okay, we didn't get 400, 420. Let's see if we can get a channel, and then done. Now I'm looking for a pullback, a retest of this area for a potential second long. But we got it. That's the standard channel play that you guys see me targeted. Because we were so close to the 200 SMA, normally on Friday you saw me targeting the 200. That was a little close. I think we would have had the juice for it, so I targeted the VWAP, or the top of this channel. VWAP is at 512, so that was top of the channel, VWAP touch. Not too shabby for a Monday. Go straight to funded, up 400. Nice, nicely done. I'm gonna take a little break. I'm gonna go have some more coffee. I'm gonna have say hello to the kids. All right, Trump on China. Okay, hold on. We got news, boys. We're going to be setting a tariff for the rest of the world, and that's what they have to pay. What? Trump on China. We're going to be setting a tariff for the rest of the world, and that's what they have to pay. Okay, so hands off. Let's see how the market interprets that. I don't want to get caught in a bad position. Also, guys, I noticed that sometimes people are commenting from stuff that I did 5-10 minutes ago. If you're on your phones or you're on your computer, make sure you hit the live button. The live button will update you to where the stream is at. So if you're watching for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, just get in the habit of hitting live. That way it takes you closer to real time. I don't know how far my delay is, but it shouldn't be more than 5 or 6 seconds. Because I saw somebody say no microphone. No microphone was a while ago. So make sure you're hitting live anytime you watch a live stream, not just mine. That way it moves you to the most closer to real time. All right, so as you can see, that channel is playing out. I'm not going to play it a second time. I think we got a nice little trade, clean trade, very quick, and $600. Well, 580. We can round it up. $600 to start Monday. So I'll wait for that channel to break. I don't want to do it again, especially with the news playing out. Let's be a little patient. Considering this price action, capturing a trade for 25, 30 points, not too shabby. And that is the power of these channels. If you remember last week, there was a day, to be honest with you, I was looking for this level. This was my entry level right here. Remember 405? I figured we can enter around 420 if it really wants to flush. 405 is pretty secure. It'll provide the bounce. We just didn't come down here. Rather than miss the whole thing or not take a trade, you guys have seen me watch these channels like a deer in headlights. As soon as I saw the pattern forming on the ascending channel, I said I'm going to enter at the bottom of the channel. I'll target the top, and the top happened to be VWAP. So I think that was a quick little scalp. The drawdown that we were in was wick drawdown. In other words, there was no hold in drawdown. So I think that was a nice clean trade. Go straight to funded is up 400 as well. Hey man, on a Monday, let's do this. With this price action, $40 range, capturing 25, 30 points, that's pretty close to the extreme of the range. Not too shabby. Now, if you remember, on Friday, we sat in a channel for a while. It was slow. It was a lot slower than this. Today it's moving. And then after the stream, we had this huge move up, right? I'd be willing to hang out for a little bit, potentially watch for a breakout if we are going to push again and reconquer overnight high and all that. I'd be willing to entertain it, but let's see if we can get some push up, stronger pullback for another long. Wildflower, Wildflower was only $45 in drawdown and made 580 profit. That was a nice trade. Wild Flow also 580. Yep, I think you and I made a similar profit, so nicely done. I'll let that channel go until it breaks, and let's see if there's anything else. And now I do remember on Friday, remember chart patterns tend to repeat themselves. We were in it was a lot slower than today, and then eventually broke out. So a potential breakout out of this channel, targeting overnight high. How many points is that? 60-point trade. Let's see if appreciate you. Go straight to funded. And I got to get in the habit of drawing the channels here. It's just that my entries is on another screen, and I can't draw, but I'll eventually come back and explain it. But I was calling it out as I entered. It was the bottom of that channel. Hopefully, you guys can understand the logic. Also, if you're just tuning in, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. So far, we are up. If you're caught, said this a little earlier, if you are watching for half an hour or an hour or whatever, and want to bring yourself closer to real time, make sure you hit that live button. The live button will bring you closer to real time. There is some lag sometimes, so make sure to do that. All right, as you can see, that channel is playing out to the T. These are buying algos, right? These are the algos. Our job is to find them and ride them. The little clues that the market gives you for high probability trades. Let's say I was in this trade and it breaks, right? That's the worst that can happen. You give yourself a stop below the lowest wick, and you're out of that channel. At that point, that is a confirmed breakout out of that channel. If we're just getting wicks, right? That's why you saw me reluctant to play that with a stop. I don't like to get stopped out on a wick. If I see a hold below this area, then I'll manually close it. Channel continues to play, but I think at this point it's wait for that break, potential retest of that 405 area down here. I may entertain a long down there. Wildflower, I like the fact that you explain your reasoning for entering, and I can understand it. Some people just like to talk and they aren't really saying anything. Wildflower, first of all, welcome to the stream. I don't think I've seen you before, so thank you for tuning in. Yes, we got some talented traders on this stream. Everybody is kind of calling out their trades. I could be in a long, somebody can type in, I'm in a short, but everybody seems to be putting in the reasons for their trades. That's one thing I've taken is I will explain it. I'm trying to build this as a trading community, educational trading community, a mix of beginner traders, experienced traders. We even have a mix of prop firm traders and live account traders. So there's a lot of talented traders here that are also typing in the chat. They're putting in their entries and the reasons. But yes, you will hear from me the reason for the trade, the target. Hopefully, some of this, you can't, not every strategy fits every personality. Some people can look at this and be like, I can't trade like that. I need a higher time frame trade. In other words, a 1 hour or a 4 hour trade. I always say I like to be done within the first hour. So I'm forced to find these patterns within the open. If I can get this done within the first 15 minutes, boom. Wildflower, yes. I trade my personal account as well. Today I'm not copy trading it, but I trade my personal live account. The reason you'll see me only do 1 or 2 trades, it's because I don't rotate my prop accounts. So when you see me trading, I have Tradesyncer copy trading to my funded and some evals. So I know I added some evals over the weekend, but this was copy traded through Tradesyncer across all my funded, all my sim funded accounts. Go straight to funded. Yes, I opened up some prop shop accounts. So thank you for the update on that. Welcome everyone to the stream. Today was done pretty quick. I think I was done within the first one trade within the first 15 minutes. I'm up 580 per account. So I'm going to take a little break, wait for price action to get out of that channel. And hopefully we get something else. Do me a favor, if you are new to the stream, us little YouTubers do rely on your help. If you're enjoying the content, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. Help me out with the YouTube algo. I do it Monday through Friday, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. And now I'm doing the late Asia session, 9:15 p.m. Eastern as well. If you're just tuning in, so far, 1 trade, copy traded across all my accounts, up 580 bucks. And now I'm waiting for a break of structure. In other words, break of that ascending channel to see if we can get another one. Peter Chan is going to try a long at 21. And I know Peter's play is the break above the highest candle. And he's going for a couple points on that break because we tried to break out now twice. That other JC, he got long on NMQ on ES, filled the gap, but it's not really bouncing like he hoped. I closed MNQ on that little, hey, green is green, that other JC. All right, here's that top of the channel rejecting price action. Let's see if we get a flush out of that channel or the breakout potentially to test overnight high. Once again, if you're tuned in for a little bit and feel like the stream is behind, make sure you hit that live button. And it works with any live stream, not just mine. Make sure whether you're on your phone or your computer, hit that live button. That way it brings you up closer to real time. Go straight to funded. Yeah, I remember you back to the fast track days. I mean, it's easy to remember a username, go straight to funded. So appreciate you tuning in, brother. Yeah, the FTT days, right? PTSD, fast track trading, PTSD. But hopefully we're behind, those days are behind us in terms of the scams. Go straight to funded, pivot at 534. Yes, sir. Although until we break out, for me, I think it's good. And these channels, you can trade them 2 ways. You can take your one and done trade, or you could ride it. You just have to be able to absorb, this. Or if you really want to play it trade desk style, you take your profit, go back in, take your profit, go back in, and play that multiple times. Yeah, Scott Treese, man. I actually believed that guy. I just never again. I was obviously naive. I think a lot of us trusted and believed in Scott. I mean, the guy would just come into the Discord and tell everybody, everyone's gonna get paid. No worries, everyone's gonna get paid. I was one of the guys that actually believed it, and unfortunately, at the end, I lost a pretty big payout with 20 accounts, but not too worried about or not concerned about it anymore. I mean, I did grab some nice payouts from FTT, but it was sad for everybody. Fantasy Arabia, 1 payout in June, 0 in July. Let's see August. Fantasy Arabia, I got 0 payouts in June. June was a tough month. July, I just submitted my Apex payout finally on Friday, and I saw the approval email this morning. So approved on the Apex payout for 5 PAs, and we'll see in the next couple of days. Should get a payout. Go straight to funded. Same here, man. You're not the only one. The guy had conviction when he spoke. The guy was a true con artist. The way he spoke on his lives, trying to convince people that, hey, you're going to get paid. Stop worrying. Stop whining. Never again, my friend. I learned my lesson. Sometimes you gotta really be critical and be careful who you trust in life. That was one of those where I was like, wow, I thought I had figured it out. I thought I learned how to read people. When it finally played out at the end, I was pissed at myself. I wasn't so pissed at FTT or Scott Treese. I was pissed off at myself that I believed him. Anyways, enough of that. Good morning to everyone. Do me a favor, if you're new to the stream, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. So far, one quick one and done trade entered at the bottom of this channel, targeting VWAP, which coincided with the top of this channel. We're up about 580 per account, and I'm waiting to see us get out of this channel for another trade or call it a day. We haven't moved much. Mike Milan, hi JC, my biggest problem is not knowing when to sell. How can I change that? I'm usually always in profit, but don't know when to sell. So Mike, I think that's along the lines of your target. In other words, it's not, don't enter a trade without knowing your target, because that's going to happen. You may hit a rejection zone or a resistance zone, whatever you call it, support and resistance, a pivot point, supply and demand. They're all pretty much the same. But if you hit that resistance zone, your profit could quickly go back to either less profit, break even, or red. So you got to have an idea of what level you're targeting. That will make it easier for you. So in this trade, I was targeting the top of this channel, which was coinciding with the VWAP. Price could have continued to pop, but you don't know that. You got to have a strict TP. Then if it does push up, you can enter again. You can say, let's wait for the pullback, and you'll re-enter, but you don't want to give up the profit. Now, if you're playing higher time frame strategies, in other words, you're going for a level to level on a 1 hour or a level to level on a 4 hour, you probably would just enter here and just ride this channel until it hits overnight high, right? So far, that's what it looks like. So longer time frame players are, they can build a position with micros along this and target overnight high, or target the high of a channel further up. It all depends what time frame you're trading, your strategy. My strategy is quick scalps. I don't like the up and down. So far we're at the same area where I took profit, right? So I'm okay with it. We didn't get the break to the upside. Once that channel breaks, whether it's to the downside or to the upside, I'll look for a test of whatever level it's going and potentially take a second trade. That other JC, come on NQ, this range is pathetic. Let's go somewhere. Yeah, we had this on Friday and it dragged out for like an hour or two and then eventually it popped. And it was a pretty nice move. Yeah, Mike, I would say, figure out what time frame you're trading. Are you trading to 5 minute? Are you trading to 1 hour? Are you going for big levels, right? Somebody could have entered here and still be in the trade because they're playing a 1 hour, a 4 hour trade, or a 1 hour, a 4 hour level. They could be going for overnight high and they could just ride this until it hits overnight high or close there and then they close. So they're willing to take the up and down until the channel breaks. I don't have the patience. I hate being in trades too long, especially around the open. So for now, my trade is done until we break out of this. I'll be right back, guys. All right, we're back. I took a little mental reset. What do we have here? All right, let's see. I don't let me just make sure I didn't miss any comments. Peter, good morning, Jay. What software is telling you about 550? 550. I don't think I mentioned 550. The only thing I see with 550 is the top of this channel. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Oh, go straight to funded. 550 looks like, here it is. Go 50, 550 looks like a significant level. Some nice order selling there on a single clip. All right, let me bring in my trading view. And take a look at 550 levels. So my blue lines are higher time frame pivot levels. 550 would coincide with this high. In other words, that would happen during the overnight. What I'd be looking for is probably a pop to the blue, which is the pivot point, potential retest of 500 area again. So in other words, something like this. I don't see the price action moving that significant today. So it could be a waiting pattern. We're in a little consolidation zone. That consolidation zone can continue to the upside, but in terms of price action, I'd look at this 560 area, 550, 560 area as potential target. Could happen over 2-3 hours if we're going to continue to push up, or we break out of that ascending channel to the downside for some type of test, something like this. In other words, we got a couple options here, right? You're in this channel, right? Ascending channels tend to break to the downside, so you'll see something like this for the pop, or you break to the upside for a test. So you got two different paths, but with the price action today, not sure I'm interested in either one of them. I may just call it a day with just how slow it is. Dope Book Futures. Hey JC, do you ever trade ES or strictly NQ? Man, say yeah, sorry, mainly NQ. Rarely, if ever, do I trade ES. ES, the classic discussion of ES versus NQ. You'll have NQ traders who refuse; they just can't adjust to the slower movements of ES, and you have the vice versa. You have ES traders that will never trade nasty NASDAQ. They just can't. They don't like the fast movements. So again, trading, I've mentioned this so many times, trading is so personality based. There is no right or wrong on which one to trade, whether it's ES or NQ. You have to find what you're comfortable, what trading style fits your personality. Mike Milan, we're gonna do some Discord sessions pretty soon with some of this. I've been talking to some other traders here in on the stream, and we'll do some weekly or bi-weekly sessions on how to chart. Basically, you'll hear my version of how I chart, how I draw my levels and what I'm looking for. You'll hear other traders and their strategies, so stay tuned. We're going to have that on Discord pretty soon. But you're right, maybe I should do a video overall on how to do support and resistance levels and channels. Also, I think, I don't know what platform you do, Quantower has a regression channel that you can add, and it starts drawing it out for you. It's not 100% accurate, but it gives you an idea of these channels building, and then I draw. I don't rely on any automatic channel. I always draw my channels manually. Trading View. So Trading View, you have, let me bring Trading View in again. Right. You can use, I believe it's called parallel channel with Trading View. Hold on, let me find it. There it is, parallel channel right here. Oh, hold on. So if you go to your tools, parallel channel, and literally, boom. And then you can extend it. All right, so we're breaking out of that channel. Let me come back to drawing channels in a second. All right, here's that break that we were talking about to test again this area. That was just one candle. I don't know if I can hop on a 1 minute candle flush to test but basically we're coming back to test the bounce area, and at this point, if this is the bounce, I'd like to see I don't know if I could do it on one candle. Damn. If they do pick it up, then what you're watching for is get back into the channel and break out of the channel. If we start building resistance, then you have a descending channel forming now as well. So if you look at this channel that is starting to play out, boom. Now you're monitoring breakouts or holding the channel and comes back down for a quick short. So these are buying and selling algos. They happen throughout the day. You just got to have your eyes trained to see it. That way your trading has higher probabilities. That doesn't mean you're going to, it's always going to be a win. Let's say you entered on a long here and the market decided to flush. Well, as long as you have a tight stop, you know that that trade is invalid. Now, if the bottom of that channel holds, then, you got yourself a quick little scalp. Wildflower. This is Quantower. This is where I take my trades. What you're seeing actually right here. Let me go here. There we go. This is where I take my trades. And this is Quantower. I use TradingView for different time frame monitoring. Nicholas Gomez, welcome to the stream. Not the best price action. We're in a very tight range, but nonetheless, it did come back to test the original bounce area, and it held. Nicholas, so far one trade, $580. Quick little scalp, bottom of a channel to the top of the channel. All right, coming back to test. Well, if you're new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Hit that notification bell so that you get notified when I post content. I trade every morning, 9:15 a.m. Eastern, nasty NASDAQ. And I also trade the late Asia session, 9:15 p.m. Eastern as well. Today we had a quick trade, not the best price action, so I'm waiting to see something. I'd like to see fireworks before I enter a second trade, but we're just not seeing the fireworks. And that could be it. That could be it for now. Although this was a nice bounce, but it was one candle. Ugh, I don't know if I could take a. It's coming to test the 9 and the 20. We got a little area of confluence there, right? You have the 200, the 20, and the 9 all converging there, plus VWAP at 512. See if they can pop above that or rejection for further downside. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. If you're just tuning in, caught a quick little scalp around the open. I think I'm calling it a day. Done within the first 15 minutes. Captured along at the bottom of this channel, targeting VWAP, which coincided with the top of this channel, so bottom to top. And now waiting for some fireworks, just not seeing fireworks. Rohan, good morning. Also, if you're new to the stream and general, when you watch a live stream and you're kind of behind, make sure you hit that live button, whether you're on your phone or your computer. Hitting that live button will bring you closer to real time in the stream. That way you're not stuck watching too far behind. And again, that works with any stream, not just mine. All right, not much. The descending channel that I mentioned a couple minutes ago continues to hold, right? I would base it here. Good morning to everyone. Good morning, Rohan. Good morning, Nicholas Gomez, Wildflower, Mike Milan, everybody who's been chatting away, that other JC. Good morning to everyone. Appreciate you all. I know it gets a little boring here, but it's only because I got my trade of the day. I don't copy trade account. I mean, I don't rotate accounts. So when I trade, I'm generally copy trading it all at once. And right now we got, for a Monday and this price action, I think I'm going to hold on till we see some more fireworks, something a little more exciting, if we get something more exciting. Otherwise, time to touch some grass, enjoy the rest of the day, and one and done. Nothing wrong with that. If you are new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. Help me out with the YouTube algo. Like I said, I live stream now every day, Monday through Friday, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. And for the late Asia session, I'll do 9:15 p.m. Eastern. This is where it gets boring. It's usually that hour right into lunch. The last couple of days has been very slow, and then around lunchtime or after lunch, you start seeing big moves. Friday was a big move to the upside. But today, I don't know. I don't know where this is going today. So again, that top of that channel is holding. It's being respected. So the selling algo continues until you break out of those channels, right? Hopefully you caught along on the ascending channel as it played out. Once it breaks out, hands are off. Now we're in a descending, but it's a little, there's some tapering. You watch for tapering. This tapering right here in a channel is usually indication of a breakout. Could be to the upside or to the downside. Little consolidation going on there. Nicholas, that's right. You're on the other side. You're on the other side of the ocean. Nicholas, it's 4:30 p.m. for you. So good afternoon for you, Nicholas. Thank you for tuning in. If I remember correctly, you're in Paris, right? Sorry, I'm still trying to remember where everyone's at, and I don't have the best memory to begin with. All right, guys. In the meantime, Apex, if you're trading prop firms, Apex Trader Funding, 90% off. That's the only time that I buy Apex accounts at 90%, and I load up on some evals. So if you're looking for a prop or you trade with Apex, take advantage of that 90% discount. Otherwise, one of my other favorites, Take Profit Trader, 40% off right now, no activation fee. That's another solid one. Code JCDT. You can use code JCDT. Number one, you get a nice little discount. Number two, you help out the channel. So I appreciate you guys that are using code JCDT. AVD or AIVD just came on. So curious, when did you take the one trade? So if you look at my trading, my Quant Hour, this arrow is the entry for a long, green. This arrow is the exit for that trade. So entered at the bottom of a channel, quickly identified the channel, and exited at the top. The top was also coincided with VWAP at the time. VWAP was here at that time. Now it's slowly creeping to the downside. Where is VWAP now? No, it's still around the same area, 510, 512. There was a bottom of a channel targeting the top, which coincided with VWAP. Nicholas Gomez. Yes, AIVD. I'm probably one of the few that trades on Quant Hour. I love Quant Hour because I can copy trade my Rhythmic on Quant Hour. And I'm so used to Rhythmic accounts. Not to say I don't like Tradeivate. I think Tradeivate is actually pretty cool. The only reason I don't like Tradeivate is you can't copy trade multiple prop firms at the same time. You can copy trade multiple accounts within the same prop with Tradeivate, but you can't copy trade multiple prop firms at the same time. Quant Hour, you can trade, as long as they're Rhythmic, you can copy trade multiple. Now I use Tradesyncer as well, so I have Tradeivate accounts copy traded through Tradesyncer using this Quant Hour account that you see here as the master. That's why you generally don't see me rotate accounts, and I just don't take multiple trades throughout the session. I try to get a couple trades in if I'm struggling. Otherwise, if I catch one quick trade and I can call it a day across all my accounts. For me, it's worked out better that way. Of course, if I have a tilt session or a tilt day, I'll blow all of them. But I'm okay with that. just find whatever style works for you. If you're copy trading or if you have multiple accounts, some people rotate, and rotate seems to be a great strategy. It all depends on your trading style, your personality. No right or wrong. All right, guys, I am going to, well, I was going to call it quits early, but let's hang out for a little bit. Let's see if there's anything, any fireworks to this today. I'll be right back, guys. All right, now we go. What I was saying is we're seeing some of that topping behavior at the top of this channel. We saw that last week as a trap. It hints the break, because everybody's doing this. Everybody's reading these channels, and some people are going to read this as a breakout. And last week it trapped. Not to say it can't break out, but you got it. There it is. There's the breakout. But we've seen traps last week where it traps longs into the breakout of the channel, and then it flushes them right back down. All right, so we're an hour in, and we're still within the 40-point range. I think I'm going to call it for today. One and done, and call it a day. I do want to see if they're going to trap here and flush, or was that just the retest of this 460, 470 area that was part of the initial bounce. Let's see if they stay in channel and flush them out. Usually they drag it out and then boom. It's also the 15-minute opening range breakout there. Let's see if this is the cleaner. We didn't have it as clean here. You only got, oh, you got 20 points on that first breakout. Let's see if this is the second breakout and now continuation on this one. For anybody on Twitch, today we're streaming both on YouTube and Twitch. So for anybody watching on Twitch, welcome to the stream. I'm going to be doing both every morning, 9:15, Monday through Friday, 9:15 a.m. Eastern, and I'll do the Asia session as well, 9:15 p.m. Peter Chan, he's also one and done, just going to watch price action. Nicely done, man. That's what it's about. The less you're exposed in the market, and if you can capture one juicy trade with your strategy, whatever your strategy is, call it. That's why I prefer to copy trade everything at once. And I don't rotate my accounts unless I'm like working an eval and I'm doing some aggressive trading just to pass. With this price action, there's no reason to even try to trade aggressively. There's just not much going on. But in general, you'll see me take a few trades. Usually if I'm still here an hour, 2 hours, it's because I'm in the red and I'm trying to recover. But my style or my preferred style is capture a quick trade within the first hour, a couple trades, and walk out. Skylar Steen, what's up, man? How's the trading going today? Good. Got one trade for about 25, 30 points. And how much are we up? 580 bucks across each account. So for now, although this does look like the breakout, see how far they run this one. Skylar, you did the same trade. Nice, brother. Nice. Couple people got this little bounce here to VWAP. It was a quick little trade. We haven't moved above that take profit much, so I'm okay with it. AIVD, yeah, it all depends on what we get. I try to be done within the first hour. When things don't go my way, I'll be here 2 hours, 3 hours, 5, 6 trades. It's usually because I'm not in sync with the market and trying to recover. But if I can get it done within the first 15 minutes to an hour, I walk out. Skylar, hey man, even if it's just on a combine, green is green, and more importantly, whatever your strategy was, it worked and you got green. That's what matters, right? When the strategy works, that's all that matters. Doesn't matter if it's a combine, personal account, funded. It's building those trading habits and sticking to your strategy. All right, guys, today's going to be an early one. It's Monday, very slow price action. I'm going to lock it in for the day. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. Do me a favor, if you haven't done so, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. I'll be back tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. I also do the Asia session, late Asia session now, 9:15 p.m. So I'll hop on tonight, 9:15 p.m. Eastern. Andrew, welcome to the stream. Thanks for tuning in. For anybody up on the branches, don't be shy. Feel free to stop by the chat, say hello, tell us where you're tuned in from. I will be back, like I said, tonight, 9:15 p.m. and tomorrow, 9:15 a.m., trading nasty NASDAQ. Today was a quick little scalp. Sometimes that's all the market gives you. Andrew, go ahead. What's your question? Andrew, I kind of trade like you, but having a hard time defining my strategy. Well, the good thing is you don't have to define it as long as it works for you. Um, that's what counts, right? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter defining it or having a name to it. As long as it's consistently profitable for you, I would say don't change it or try to define it. I think the mistake people make is trying to find a strategy that works for somebody else, you got to find the strategy, whatever it is, whether it's support and resistance, 15-minute range opening breakout, ICT. All the strategies work at the end of the day as long as you stick to it and keep the emotional or the revenge trading out. When I lose, it's usually because I'm falling into emotional trading, I'm breaking my rules. That's when I lose. If I stick to the strategy as it is, I'll be fine. With losses, obviously, but over the long term, I'll be profitable. But that's why, it's hard to buy a course or it's hard to go copy someone's strategy because at the end of the day, it has to fit your personality. Trading is so personality based. I can tell someone's personality by watching them trade because you're going to trade. If you're truly trading, you're going to trade based on your personality. ICT may be the most profitable trading strategy for someone. For someone else, they can't handle it. They can't handle how technical it is, how analytical it is. They're looking for something simple. For other traders, this style that I use, the 20, the 200, and momentum price action driven trading, hell no, that's not for certain personalities. And they're not going to adjust to it. So it's always about finding the trading style or personality that works for you. Skylar, do you trade live every day? Yes, I do. Every morning, 9:15 a.m. Eastern, I'll be here trading NASDAQ, and now I've added the Asia session. I trade 9:15 p.m. Eastern as well. Andrew, got it. My issue has been that on losing days, it feels like I'm not following my rules, which they are not really defined, but most of the time work. Yeah, same thing. Like I said, when I lose, and I've lost live on stream, I'm falling into tilt. I'm getting into emotional trading. I'm starting to break rules because I want to either be positive for the day or break even, not taking the loss. That's usually when I fail. Skylar, yes, I've been profitable now for all of 2024. This is my second year trading futures. And it's a journey for sure. Shark Trends, welcome to the stream, brother. How'd you do this morning? I got my one and done. And with this price action, I'm just not seeing anything else for a while until something happens. But again, it's finding the strategy for you. Like for instance, I have a buddy of mine who trades ICT, is very profitable. I've even sat listening to some of the fair value, just not for me. ICT works for that type of trader, very technical, analytical trader. For me, I like something simple. I'm not the brightest guy, I'm not the smartest guy, but whatchamacallit, you got to find what works for you and stick to some rules. Shark Trends. You got to hit refresh when you get commercials, man. How'd your trading go this morning, Shark Trends? Oh, you were up till 2 a.m. last night. Yeah, I didn't want to trade last night. I did open the charts for a little bit, but I don't think it moved that much after the open. You had that initial open with the gap up, and I thought there was going to be more price action. Didn't like it, and I went to bed. Shark Trends is in a short. Okay. Yeah, for me, I'm done. I took the long off of this level, targeted VWAP in the top of this channel. So I got my 25, 30 points. I'm up 580 per account. But with this price action, that's probably all I'm looking to make right now. For anybody who's on Twitch, we're simulcasting. Is that a word? Yeah, simulcasting right now. YouTube and Twitch. Hopefully next week I'll do Facebook and X. But for now, YouTube and Twitch. So anybody tuned in on Twitch, welcome to the stream. Feel free to chat. Let us know where you were tuned in from. Shark Trends has a short. He's got an entry at $4.99, targeting 310 with a, yeah. No, targeting 410, I would think. You're probably targeting 410. Yep, that 405 level that we've been talking about for the last 2 weeks. And he's got a stop at 525. So Shark Trends in a short, $4.99, stop at 525, and a TP of 410. All right, guys, I think that is it for me. It's too slow locking it in. Up one trade, one and done, $580 per account. I'll call it a day. That's a good day. That's a good green day. It was an easy trade, quick, very minimal drawdown, and closer to my style. Appreciate you all tuning in. I'll see you either tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. Eastern, or tonight. I do Asia evening, 9:15 p.m. Have a great day. I get to enjoy taking my son now to school without being stuck trying to recover or get a trade in. So appreciate everybody. Have a great one. I'll see you all tomorrow.